Hi everyone, Liz here, mental health professional. Today we're going to talk about 7 signs you might have AuDHD. There's a fascinating overlap between ADHD and autism. And here we're going to get straight into 7 signs that you might have AuDHD. Have you ever felt that you're wired differently? Like your brain doesn't quite fit in the mold? Well, you're not alone. And today we'll have a look at these 7 signs that it could be AuDHD. Sign 1 is social chameleon syndrome. You're a master of masking, blending in like a social chameleon. 1 minute, you're the life of the party, and the next you're completely drained and you need a week to recover. This constant balancing act between social butterfly and hermit could be a sign of AuDHD, but it's more than just being adaptable. You might find yourself mirroring the speech patterns, mannerisms, even opinions of others around you. It's not intentional deception, it's just your brain's way of trying to navigate social situations. However, you might feel exhausted after social interactions, feel a bit unsure of your personality, experience anxiety about being found out. This masking behavior is common in autism and ADHD. So someday you might feel like you're fitting in well, and other days not so much. Sign 2 is a hyperfocus roller coaster. So one day you're so into your passion, you forget to eat and sleep and blink, and then you can't even concentrate enough to butter your toast. This is classic AuDHD, and it can be a superpower and a curse. When you're in the zone, you might produce incredible work, solve complex problems, create masterpieces, but this intense focus often comes at the expense of everything else. Eating, sleeping, other responsibilities just fade into the background. And then just as suddenly, hyperfocus disappears, which leaves you struggling to concentrate even on simple tasks. Contrast between a laser focus and then scattered attention is the hallmark of AuDHD. And it's a sign of the challenges that combine intense interest in autism and scattered attention from ADHD. Overload extravaganza is the next sign. If your senses are cranked up to 11 and you're also juggling ADHD symptoms, you might be experiencing AuDHD. For those with AuDHD, the world can sometimes feel like it's turned up to 11. Lights seem brighter, sounds are louder, textures are more intense. You might find yourself overwhelmed in environments that others find perfectly comfortable. This could manifest as avoiding crowded places, being very particular about clothing textures, needing to wear sunglasses, even on cloudy days. This is often associated with autism, but combining with the difficulty of filtering out stimuli in ADHD, it can create sensory overload. Before we continue, if you're finding it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps me to bring more mental health insights to my channel. Okay, our next sign is about our feelings, how intense they are. So joy isn't just happiness, it's euphoria. Sadness isn't sadness, it's despair. And then we have roller coaster between these two kind of feelings. So emotions for someone with AuDHD aren't just felt, they're experienced in technicolor. So joy is all-encompassing euphoria. It makes you want to sing from the rooftops. Sadness isn't just feeling down, it's really deep, consuming melancholy. And the intensity is often combined with difficulties regulating the feelings. So you might find yourself laughing uncontrollably at inappropriate times or being intensely angry over very small things. This combination and challenge in emotional regulation is often a feature of AuDHD. Sign 5, to-do list paralysis. You have a huge to-do list, but you are not able to start. It's not laziness, it's just paralysis. It can feel like you're stuck in mental quicksand. Task paralysis in AuDHD is really difficult. The more that you struggle with your to-do list, the deeper the despair you feel about it. It's not laziness, it's a complex interplay of executive functioning difficulties and rigid thinking patterns that are often seen in autism. You might find yourself staring at your to-do list, overwhelmed, can't start, or you could find yourself stuck on a particular step and you can't move forward. This is particularly frustrating because you know what needs to be done, but you can't make yourself do it. Sign 6 is where we have a social interaction difficulty. You're constantly misreading social cues and also struggling with AuDHD attention symptoms. It could be AuDHD. Navigating social situations with AuDHD can feel like you're trying to read a map in a foreign language. You might miss subtle social cues, struggle with unwritten tasks, find yourself doing things at the wrong time. It isn't just social awkwardness, it's a difficulty understanding and navigating social dynamics. At the same time, the impulsivity and distractibility of ADHD make it really hard to focus on conversations, remember social information. And this combination can feel like isolation and misunderstanding, even when you really desperately want to connect with others. Sign 7 is stimming and multitasking. So flapping your hands while simultaneously trying to focus on 3 different tasks. This combination of stimming, which we often see in autism, and ADHD and multitasking is a sign of ADHD. So these two are often associated with autism and ADHD and as coping mechanisms for both. But in AuDHD, these two behaviours combine in different ways. You might find yourself fidgeting with a stress ball during meetings, pacing when you're brainstorming, rocking back and forth while working on a computer. These behaviours aren't just habits, they're your brain's way of regulating sensory input and maintaining focus. And while they might look a bit odd to others, for you, they're essential tools for managing the constant interplay and sensory input and demands that come with AuDHD. So there are 7 signs that you might have AuDHD, but remember, everyone's experience is totally unique, and these traits exist on a spectrum. If you feel you have some of these signs, it might be worth chatting with a mental health professional or your doctor. Thanks for tuning in. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, this is Liz reminding you that your neurodiversity is your superpower.